5150, back on the horse here. This is a pleasure for me. This artist here from Los Angeles has been one that I've had the pleasure of watching him blossom and grow. And I'm always astonished at his art. Last year, he released with his band Spirit in the Room a fantastic EP entitled Flamingo on Housecore Records, which for most of you, if you know, is Phil Ansambo's record label. And this is exciting. My guest is Dennis R. Sanders. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Great, but you know what? You got a lot of great shit to talk about. You just came off that Pantera tour on the opening slot. Talk to me about that.
Man, I don't even know where to begin. It was absolutely incredible
Yeah.
from beginning to end. Everything went smoothly, in a situation like that, that something you're anticipating so much, you're worried that something could happen, and everything went off without a hitch. And to be able to play my music and then go out and watch a band that I've listened to all my life afterwards is not just they're not even just a band, like to go watch those guys at the end of the night was fucking incredible. It was a great honor to be a part of that.
Let me dissect that question here. So, you know, I'm an underground type of guy. I seek out and support underground artists, and what I mean by that, the definition of that is obviously music that is coming from a genre or a realm where it's not really mainstreamish. The beginning aspects of going on that, and a lot of the reason why I dwell with these artists is because they're starting off, they're raw, they're sincerely, artistically credible, where they're not doing the art for money or success or fame or any of that. They're doing it because it's it's in their heart. I consider you one of those credible artists here, as I've talked to you on and off the record, how I admire what you're doing. To go into that realm, to be thrown into that realm of mainstream audiences, was it intimidating for you as a performer, as an artist? Because, that's a big gladiator coliseum type of shit, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was really intimidating. I felt a lot of pressure too, to be quite honest. I'm used to bars, clubs, floors, and yeah, to look out and see all those people that, are just either looking at their phones or just waiting to see, who they came to see, and doing my best to get their attention and keep their attention. It was a daunting task, man. It was very intense from beginning to end. And I remember thinking after every time we walked off stage, like, thank God, like I loved playing, don't get me wrong, but at the same time I would walk off and just be like, thank God, like nothing bad happened, nobody booed us. We went over fairly well from what I understand, and yeah, it, it was quite the experience, man.
You're quite a gentleman. Not only did you didn't fairly go well. The reviews have been phenomenal. And I'm not surprised. I mean, you command the stage regardless of, now it's proven, regardless of what arena you're in, whether it's a small venue or now big arenas. Did you find it rewarding to see your art, your music, and your band not only capturing the audiences but retaining them?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
I I couldn't have asked for it to be any better, It
Good,
was
man.
it was
Well
incredible.
deserved. Well deserved.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. I
It,
appreciate the support over the years too, man. I really do. It means the
oh,
fuck.
like I said, man, I support what I think is real, and what you do, and the guys that you're with. You guys are real. Let me throw a left field question. Pantera, Phil Ensemble, the stage Phil Ensemble, and Pantera is a very commercialized alpha male type energy driven music and audience. What I mean by that, it's, caveman, fucking, you know.
Yeah.
and all the metaphors that come with that, which a lot of times artistic people that create music from that realm, uh, that art is hard to be digested by these type of crowds because, you know, they're not open-minded. They have a narrow musical view and et cetera. And I'm not talking bad about Pantera crowds, but it is what it is.
Absolutely.
So did you notice that energy, and did you have that in the back of your mind as you started this tour and performing? Like, I got a couple hurdles to win these motherfuckers over, or what was the mindset and how did you prepare for these audiences?
Going into it, I was very aware. Like I said, I grew up listening to Pantera. I'm fairly familiar with the type of mindset that it comes with.
Right. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, and going into it, I was aware of it, but when we were playing, I didn't notice it. You know what I mean? Like when we were playing, I felt, for lack of a better way of saying, I felt respected. You know,
Good.
I felt it was good.
Yeah,
And
I would agree with that. Of course. Yeah.
Phil would say, after the first night, Phil, every night I would talk to Phil, like I would walk off and go talk to Phil, and he would coach me and talk to me on things. And even he would acknowledge it. These are Pantera fans. And everyone was very aware of that. But it wasn't a hurdle once it began. You know what I mean?
I ask these questions because I'm not surprised that you won over that audience at all. I didn't think you would have a problem, period, because for anyone that is familiar with Spirit in the Room, and if you're not, you should definitely check them out, especially the latest release, Flamingo on House Court Records, which again I mentioned is Phil Ensemble's label. So if you have that guy vouching for Spirit in the Room, what else do you want? But your music, aside from being creatively artistic and sincere and unique, is also, as I've described it, and we've discussed this on and off the record, extremely raw, extremely, what I like to use the descriptive words, heavy, raw, damaged. It just really goes into the dark realm aspects of an articulate lyricist nature and creative nature. To have that performed on stage with a bunch of Pantera fans that probably have, had a couple, and to win them over is quite an achievement. But to have them comprehend the concept of your art is a reward in itself. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. Um,
If you could win that crowd over, you're good.
yeah. I mean, I go out there wearing, some nights I wore a caftan, which could be seen as a gown to some people, or and makeup, and I don't, I didn't feel snickered at, if you will. I didn't feel like, I didn't feel any attitude or hostility, you know. And we're face to face looking at these people. It's daylight. I could see everybody, and it was it. When another audience that comes to mind whenever I think of that sort of ballpark would be Slayer.
Nice.
But I can't. I don't know. I don't know the difference between a Slayer fan and a Pantera fan. Maybe there's probably quite a difference actually. Um, all this being said, I can't imagine it being that welcoming. For to open for Slayer is probably a lot harder. But they were very welcoming. There was an air of respect. I think there was a lot of old school fans there too. There's a lot of new school fans. There was a lot of parents, a lot of children, and I think there was I think the energy of the whole thing was, like they put it, as a celebration, for the legacy, for the brothers, for the fans. It was a celebration, and the vibe was very positive.
Awesome, man. One final question on that, and then we'll move on because you got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. You mentioned, you coming and familiar with small venues, small crowds. Your performances, as I've described before, and I'll say it again, are outrageously intense. They're rabidly exciting. their energized, controlled anarchy. But they are in that small realm where you feed off the audience feeds off you, and it's that intimacy of being in that environment, which thrives for all of you as the artist, as a performer, and myself as the viewer, the fan, what have you. To be in these huge arenas where there's a disconnect, how are you able to harness your energy to capture their energy and then bring it all together? Because
I
I've seen the live videos. You've done an amazing job, but I want to know how you did that.
I just mean what I sing about.
Yeah.
I mean what I say. I mean everything that I do. I'm a pretty I'm a pretty I'm a pretty silly, playful person outside of that. But when it's time for that, it's business. You know, it's I just mean it, and whether there's a couple hundred, couple thousand, or 20 or 10, you know,
Yeah.
I know what my job is, and to call it a business, to call it a job, it doesn't feel right because it's not. I'm not out there to like sell you. I'm really not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm just trying to get some demons off of my chest, you know, and I just mean what I do and I take it very seriously. There's not many other things in this world that I take very seriously. So when it's time for that, it that's all there's time for. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I think that's the appeal. I think that's in this day and age where people are trying to be something, or they go into the art of performing to try and be something, and compared to back in the era of what shit was done real from the heart. So I mean, it's very, what I would like to call, noticeable, and one of the things that I commend about you and your performance and your band. Just be
Thanks.
that as it may, you just came off, as we discussed, that amazing tour. And now you're going back on the road. You're going to be touring with two amazing bands, King Parrot, which is a label mate of yours on Housecore Record, and an amazing band from, I believe, Seattle, Washington, called Filth is Eternal. That young lady is amazing herself. That band is amazing herself. I think this whole build is quite a fucking destructive tour. And I mean that in a positive way. Let's talk about this tour. It starts on the 21st of September, but you're not opening that tour, right? You join it in Seattle on the 22nd.
Yeah, we had some passport issues. We'll leave it that. We'll leave it at that. We had some issues with that stuff.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's rock and roll, man. That's rock and roll. If everybody was perfect, it wouldn't be rock and roll.
yeah. There were some issues with that first date, but you know, we're gonna meet up with them on 22nd. I think you just said, yeah, in
Yeah.
Seattle. So I'm
Nice.
excited, dude. I'm really excited. I've been jamming the Filth is Eternal stuff, and
Amazing.
I've been jamming King Parrot for years, man. I've seen them a few times. I'm quite a fan of that band. So I'm just fucking honored to keep the stage warm for them, you know, and to to share to share the venues with them, to share the fans and all that, you know. I'm really looking forward to it. And
Not
it's
only that, man. I mean, not only that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but the three totally distinctive but yet destructive, amazing fucking bands on one bill. That's really incredible. Will this tour? Because I know it's a limited dates. Are you planning on maybe taking this to the East Coast?
I hope so, man. That's it's part of the agenda. You know, I think we're gonna take October, and then I have two new EPs written and demoed up, and I think we're gonna spend October. I'm gonna get the guys up to speed with those new songs, and then I think the main focus is working on next year. You know, and seeing what we can do. We've got to get to the East Coast. You know, it's never happened. This band has gone down to Texas and Louisiana. That's about as far as we've gone. So it's in the cards for sure.
let me mention these dates and then let's talk about what you got coming up. So, as I mentioned, the tour starts with Spirit in the Room the 22nd of September in Seattle. You're going to be here in Los Angeles the 25th at the Echo. You're going to be in San Francisco on the 24th. That's going to be at the Rickshaw Stop. And then you're going to San Diego, which, you know what? That's a great city. They love good music there too. That you're going to be playing there on the 26th at the Soda Bar. Let me again mention the date here in LA. For those of you that are local, the 25th, that's going to be at the Echo. This is going to be an amazing show with, as I mentioned, King Parrot and Filth is Eternal, which is one of my all-time favorite bands. And I think they're fucking incredible. I think this whole bill is amazing. Let's talk about what you just mentioned right now. New music. What you got going? What do you have going on? You already have stuff written, ready to go?
I do, yeah. Got the next got the next two EPs pretty much mapped out and demoed up and ready to get into a bit. I want to get my drummer on it, get some real drums. I program everything and then write over, do the music over top of it. But I want to get those guys up to speed with the new stuff. And I'm looking forward to that. They're going to be completely different from one another. Which is part of what Spirit in the Room is. It's we're not a we're not a hardcore band. We're not a metal band where we take there's all these influences from things that we all collectively love, and I'm looking forward to showcasing all of these influences on these next two EPs. If Flamingo, whatever people take away from what they hear on Flamingo, and if they, I think that was a good representation of the different styles that we can cover. These next two are going to be, excuse me, they're going to be pretty interesting to see how they're received.
I'm excited because as we discussed before, I'm glad that you mentioned that you don't you don't stereotype your art, your music into these fucking titles, which is ridiculous. Uh, I like that. If someone was to ask me, like, can you define Spirit in the Room? I would say it's theatrics. It's theatrical. There's there's a whole wide range of just so many creative elements coming in that take you on a really dark, sometimes black roller coaster entertainment ride. So I thought Flamingo, as we discussed the last time we chat, I thought that was an incredible EP. I related to much of it because I myself battle with my own inner demons, and it just seemed like a real exorcism of sincerity going on there from the human psychological element. Do these two EPs coming up deal in that same realm of you exercising your demons in an artistic way, in a positive artistic way?
Definitely, man. Absolutely. Life is very inspirational, and I've lived, and one must live before they can write, and I continue to live, and I'm grateful to be alive, man, and to be able to get these to get it out, in a creative way and not so destructive way is it's a gift. And I don't intend on letting it go to waste.
Yeah, you know what else is a gift? Is the gift that you have to express, like someone like myself with your music, how I'm feeling when I put on that shit. You know what I mean? When I put on your music, it's like if I'm inside out exposing my own toxicity and poisons and whatever the fuck in a healthy way where I'm not being self-destructive myself, which leads to my question. Now that you've had injection or you've had a opening to the door to the mainstreams, which now I'm assuming you already know thousands, maybe millions of people are looking you up after that Pantera tour. Pantera tour, are you excited to be exposing your art to these new fan base genres and people?
100%, man. I'm just grateful to. I try not to think about it too much because I
Good.
don't want. Yeah, I'm never gonna write for an audience. I'm never. It's not to sound like an asshole by saying that, but it's I write for myself and to like I said to get things off of my chest, you know, and the fact that you know people can relate with it is just a it's just a bonus, you know. And so you know whoever's paying attention now, like I'm really grateful for your attention and I hope you like it. But if you don't, I'm still going to keep doing it.
Good for
I'm,
you.
I'm still going to do it my way. I'm not going to stop. I've said this before. As long as I'm alive, there will always be a spirit in the room. It's my life. It's my life's work. It's something I've given the last 14 years of my life to. The name alone, you know, I've been a musician for longer than that. I've been in bands longer than that, but um, you know, the fact that there's people paying attention now is an absolute bonus. And you know, it is a goal. You know, it is a goal. I have to keep going. You know,
Good, man. And will they be released on Housecore Records as well? I'm assuming they will be, correct?
that's the plan. That's the plan, and I look forward to that because I love being a part of that family. I love being a part of that roster. I love they treat us well. They're very, very supportive. So yeah, I look forward to working with them further.
I know that you really can't get into it right now, but I mean, do you have any titles you'd like to throw out there, or is it still in that whole dark realm stage?
Yeah, what do you mean, like song titles or?
Yeah, do you have, because let me just mention this. I remember when you released Flamingo, I was like, that fucking title is awesome, but it's also completely abstract to what you are. And
Right.
and so are you going to be experimenting with that type of deflection, so to speak?
Absolutely. Yeah. And
I love that, by the way.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. I mean, juxtaposition means is very intriguing to me. As far as like, I don't know about, like all the song titles mean something to me, you know? I don't just pick words that sound cool and be like, this song is called this word because I like the way that word sounds. Um, yeah, I'll always experiment with that sort of mindset where you think it's going to be one thing and it's a completely other. There's like so I could tell you some song titles. I mean,
I mean, if you want to talk about it, if not, we could wait till you have it out and go fuller in depth. The reason why I mentioned that is because I remember when I would talk about this EP again, especially now in this day and age of 21st century, the attention, the attention factor of the listener is minimal to none. So they're
absolutely.
like, so they're
Yeah,
like, Flamingo, what the fuck is that? Why are you supporting something? The Flamingo. I go, dude, just listen to it.
yeah,
Listen to it, or go see the band. Like
yeah,
really invest, which is something that is not done nowadays by the listener, an investment into the art.
yeah.
So that's why I like the whole Houdini, deflection thing. Like, hey, you think it's one thing, but it's completely another, and it's going to knock you on your fucking ass. And I could only imagine the realm of where these next upcoming releases are going to go.
You know, no, that it's interesting you say that because that used to be more of a problem for me.
Really?
10 years ago, it was more of a problem because I would meet with people, managers, labels, whatever agents, and they would, you know, and I still kind of get it to this day, whereas people will say, I just don't know where to put you, you know, I don't know where you fit in. And to me, that it is a hurdle, but it's a compliment as well. I don't want to fit in, you know, I don't. One of my favorite bands growing up was Faith No More. And it was really hard to you know, what they call them eventually. They ended up calling them like alternative metal or something like that. But it's weird, you know, but like that means a lot to me. But I've noticed through time with the the less people are able to focus and pay attention to things that they kind of need certain things to be different. People need curveballs more so now than maybe they would have 10 years ago, or whatever. I don't know, but um to me that keeps things interesting. I don't get me wrong, like I love listening. I love knowing what I'm gonna get. Like say if I listen to I don't know, the only band that's coming to mind right now is I think a Scour, something like Scour, and you know what you're gonna get with Scour, and so that's cool as fuck. Uh, but for me, what I'm gonna do, I've never wanted to have side bands that did okay. This is my hardcore band. This is my acoustic project, whatever. It all had to be the spirit in the room, and it all had to be the fly on the wall, and there's fly on any wall, every wall, wherever. Um, so it's got to be. I'll always do something different, and I don't know what that says about me, other than the fact that some people might go, well, he can't make up his mind with what he wants to do or what he's going to do, or he's always changing. It's like it's not that I can't make up my mind. My mind is fairly made up. It will always be different. There will always be curveballs, and yeah, I look forward to presenting that with people because people are a little things are different. Things change daily. People's attention spans do shorten, and there's going to be somebody out there that will get it. There are a couple people out there that will get it and will know what to do with me. You know, or not. Either way, I'll still keep doing it the way I want to do it. I'm not a puppet. So I'm not going to do something that's popular just because it's popular, just because I need more followers. I'm not going to create some sort of controversy to get more attention. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and it will always be. There's that great Bowie quote where he said, "I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I promise it won't be boring." And
Yeah.
I feel that, I won't be bored,
And
so.
I think that's one of the things that is most important with art and artists that has been lost in this modern day and age, where people or musicians or artists are too concerned with what to package, what to be defined as, whereas they just don't dive into their art genuinely and sincerely and say, hey, this is what it is. And you interpret it whichever way you want. And if you like it, great. And if you don't, I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I think that I think the fact that you are with a label that is artist oriented and artist supportive, and it comes from an artist himself, they know what you're doing, and they're providing a very productive environment for you in a supportive way to, hey, do what you got to do. You don't have to be, hey, how do we market this? It's like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. We think it's great. We put it out. You want to buy it? Buy it.
Yeah, definitely, man. They definitely understand, and some people are like, I don't know. Some people will be like, well, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. And then there's people like that. They'll be like, we'll figure it out. I don't have the answer right now, but we'll fucking figure it out. And that's what's up. That's what's more interesting to me. Is like I might not have all the answers. I might not know what to do right now, but I'll fucking figure it out, and we'll get there. That's all
Yeah.
I'm.
And that right there is true rock and roll spirit, and why I think you and your band are fucking phenomenal. Let me mention these dates. The tour with King Parrot and Filthy's Eternal starts the 21st, but you're going to be joining it the 22nd in Seattle. You're going to be here in the West Coast of California on the 24th in San Francisco at the Rickshaw Stop, the 25th in Los Angeles, the city of fuck, at the Echo, and the 26th in the beautiful city of San Diego, even though I hate the Padres, at the
The
Soda
city,
Bar.
the city of fuck. I love that.
Yeah, trademark that shit before someone steals it from me. Everybody,
It's cool.
everybody always steals my shit. You could use it all you want. For those of you that are just now exposed to Spirit in the Room because of the Pantera exposure or whatever, welcome. I strongly suggest that you dive into Flamingo, which is the last release that you've released on Housecore Records. You can go on YouTube and check out the video. That video till this day is artistically and theatrically dark, disturbing, and fucking fabulous. And that video has kept me from wanting to fucking bash someone else's head in. I look at that video and it releases whatever inner demons I have or toxicity or whatever. It's very masterfully done. The EP takes you on so many adventures, so many journeys, ups and downs. It really, especially now that I'm microdosing, takes you on so many different eye-opening, third eye-opening fucking adventures, and it really leaves you enlightened, very satisfactory. I'm looking forward to your new releases. I know that you're barely going to be going to the studio and recording, but do you have more or less of a date of when they might come out?
Fuck no. I would
Good.
just say sometime next year. I wish I did, man, but there's so many other bridges to cross. Yeah, I'm glad I have the material. I have a lot of music, man. I don't really have much of a social life. I work at a restaurant bar, which is down the street from me. So I walk to work and I walk home and I hang out with my cat and I work on music. So I have a lot of music. So that's the most important part. When it comes out, who fucking knows, man? I'm just gonna say hopefully sometime next year. Hopefully sometime in the fall or before the fall. I'll say that.
Right on. Let me mention this. You have an amazing band. You want to mention your band members? Let's give
Oh
them
yeah,
some credit. They're fucking amazing. I'm sure they themselves are probably on a high after that tour you guys just concluded with Pantera.
absolutely, dude. And before I say that and talk about them, I'll say it took a decade, if not longer, to get the right people. It just most people give up, when it comes, audition after audition and letdown after letdown, and it took forever, but I got the right people, man. I got my drummer is his name's Philip Bailey.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a fucking he keeps the time, man. As Philip labeled him Anselmo labeled him the babyface assassin on this last tour, and every time I'd see him, I go, "You're a fucking metronome," and he's a badass. Philip Bailey on drums. I got Kevin Bombay. I never pronounce his last name right. Cipriano, I don't know, whatever. But he's amazing, dude. I met him through a Craigslist ad.
No
I
way.
hit him up on Craigslist. Yeah, I met Philip through a recommendation from another local band who I don't think's together anymore. But I got on Craigslist. I was looking for a guitar player, and I met him, and I meet up with him at a coffee shop, and he's been around for a while.
Yeah, no, man. I hate to interject real quick, but he liked my Crocus fucking shirt one time at one of the shows. He's like, "Man, that's an old Crocus shirt. I've never seen that before." I'm like, "You know your music."
Yeah, he's been around the block, man. He knows his shit. He's uh he's the guy. He's the cool cat in the band. He's very very chill. Um, he's very quick. Um, he's amazing. Anything I throw at him, he grew up playing a different type of music. He didn't grow up with the manic music that I grew up with, or all of it. Not all of the manic shit that I grew up with, but like he's more of a strummer, in a lot of ways. And I throw him curveballs all the time. My picking style is just I have a different picking style for a lot of different songs, and man, he does the work. He takes it home and he nails it and he brings it back to me, and I'm just like I couldn't be more grateful. And then the new guy, oh, he's kind of the new guy. I guess he's been with me for a year now. Is Jesus Chooch, we call him, the bass player, and he that guy is I can't say enough good things about all of them, man. But something about Chooch, he's very easygoing. He's very fucking funny. He's always got something fucking funny to say, and he's a Muay Thai instructor, and he was in the army. He's from I think he's from El Paso. I can't. He's from Texas. Uh, and he's very. All of us are different personalities, man. Everybody's a different type of guy, and he balances us out quite well. He's an icebreaker for sure. If there's really any ice, there's really not much ice around us. We're pretty tight and comfortable with each other. But Chooch, man, Chooch was the bass player that I've been wanting, since the beginning. I've been through a few different bassists and guitar player and drummers and whatnot. And all these guys are exactly what I was looking for 14 years ago, whenever this began. Um, and so yeah, thank you for asking about those guys, man. They definitely complete me. You know what I mean? They definitely.
Not only that, man. I mean, the collectively you all come together, and it makes it like a fucking like a sledgehammer to the face when you're on stage performing. But
The heavies, man. Those guys are my heavies. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
they're the real deal. But what I really like, and I mean this sincerely, I guess it's going to show my growth or what have you, but the fact that they are not narcissistic in any way, shape, or form, where they all come collectively to support and nurture and let grow and give birth to the art of Spirit in the Room.
Yeah, trust me, and
And especially in the city of fuck, where everyone wants to be a rock star, fucking, hey, what about my songs?
yeah.
Oh, man, it's a blessing, and it's collectively a sledgehammer that is deadly.
They,
So I
yeah,
commend you and the guys. They're fucking amazing. All of you together collectively, incredible.
thank you, thank you very much.
Dennis, I told you, I expressed this to you when I last saw you at the I Hate God show, and I'll say this now on the record.
That was awesome, dude. That was a great show, right?
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
but very proud of you
thank
and
you,
what
thank you,
you've achieved and what you're going to achieve
thank you.
as you and as a performer and your band, Spirit in the Room. And I'm really excited to see what's coming. I'm excited to see you on the 25th, Los Angeles at the Echo, San Francisco. That's on the 24th, San Diego.
Fuck yeah.
On the 26th, and the tour starts on the 21st. If you want to find where they're playing with King Parrot and another amazing band, Filth is Eternal. With that, I'm excited for the new music. For those of you that have not checked out Flamingo, check it out. It is available on Housecore Records, as we mentioned, which is Phil Ensemble's label. Go on YouTube, check out the incredible video. And with that, thank you for taking the time to speak to me on the 5150.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Dennis, I thought I covered everything, but I really enjoyed what you said artistically and articulately. I think you came off well.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to seeing you on the 25th.
Fuck yeah, man. Hit me up before then. I'll throw you on the old gangsters only list.
I appreciate that, my friend, very much. I'm going to get this up ASAP so we could support the tour, and we'll get it up and I'll send you links to you.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, keep doing what you're doing.
I will.
It's refreshing and exciting for someone like me to get thrilled about a band in a city where everybody's trying to do something that's already been done. I really am a fan and an admirer and a supporter of what you do, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, man. Thank you. There's a lot of what do they call those Nepo babies? Is that what the word is? Nepo or Nepo, whatever. There's a lot. We're surrounded by that shit. So to have someone recognize that it's real is fucking amazing. Thank you so much, dude.
Bro, you're gonna get. I'm sure you have thousands of people checking out your shit every day now after that whole Pantera thing. It's amazing. I hope you get some money out of it. I mean, this is all not going to be put out on the interview. We're off the record now. I hope you get some money out of it because it's well deserved.
Thanks, dude. Thank you very much.
All right, my boy. I'll let you go. Thank you for taking the time, and I'll reach out to you when this is ready, and we'll pump it out. And I'll see you on the 25th.
Cool, cool. 1 second. What's the next show you're hitting up? Who are you going to see? Who are you going to see next?
Yours. I'm gonna go see yours. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been running into you out there, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I don't know if it's obvious, but I've been going through my own shit, so I'm looking forward to getting out and being distracted from my own fucking hell. You know what I mean? But you always fucking you always enlighten me when I see you perform, and I mean that in a great way. It's always exciting and very fulfilling for me, where I've seen it all. It's like, what's this fucking dude doing tonight? Wow, that was amazing.
Oh, dude, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that.
Hey,
Real,
real ones recognize what's real, bro, and you're a real one.
thank you, man.
Wish you the best, my friend.
You too, brother. Talk to you later.
Cheers.
That's not the way. That's not the way I saw you. That's not the way. I told you I'm nervous, not playing. I repeat the words I'm saying. I notice you lock all the doors when I'm done breathe? Who gave you room to breathe?